What's up, Sign YouTube? Welcome to the channel. My name is Angie, and in this video, we're going to discuss what we need to focus on, what the energies are going to be for this coming week. So we're going to go from Sunday, July 4th through Saturday, July 10th. So Sunday to Saturday, July 4th through the 10th, 2021. Let's hop into this reading and see what Spirit wants us to know. So for those of you that are watching this video, happy 4th of July. I hope you had a wonderful, safe weekend. And let's see. I don't know why I keep looking at this this deck of cards over here. So you know what? We're going to put this down. It's interesting how things work, you know? You got to try to just listen and not be resistant. So there's clearly some messages here for those of you that are watching this video. So what are the messages for this week from the 4th through the 10th of July 2021? What are the messages for this week? What is the focus? What do we need to focus on? Those that will be watching this video, okay, thank you. What are the messages this week? Oh, okay, give me one more card, please. What is the focus? Okay, we have two. I feel like both of these are happening. Okay, interesting. So the first card that popped out is why. Number 31. Why? It's asking questions. It's sort of diving into knowledge. You know, I get the sense and the feel of, you know, like a 2-year-old. Okay, and I don't mean a 2-year-old in like a bad sense. I get the feeling of a 2-year-old in the innocent way of just asking their whys. Well, why is this? Why is that? It's like just being so intrigued and so wanting to be informed, full of knowledge and gaining all of these answers of certain things. So it's almost like the main energy this week is there's a potential here of asking a lot of questions, you know, asking a lot of questions and also gaining a lot of knowledge. You know, why are we doing certain things? Why is your life going down a certain path? Why do you feel a certain way? Why are certain triggers coming up? It's almost like there's just a whole overall question of why things are the way that they are, you know? 31, if we break that down, that's number 4. That's all about stability. So, you know, not just stability, but I feel like it's I don't know why I want to say strength and balance too, because I feel like that's what we're searching for when we have stability. So strength and balance, but, you know, it's just asking certain questions, or maybe asking questions, that maybe you've never really thought about asking before. Or maybe someone's asking you certain questions that maybe you don't really necessarily have an answer to, you know? So moving forward from that card, we have all that glitters. This is number 16, which breaks down to number 7. 7 is also about reflection. And so all that glitters. I know that this card came up recently. I don't remember. I think it was in one of the astrological signs videos that I did for overall of July of 2021 general reading. So all that glitters. Now, this to me, in that particular reading that I did, is that, you know, it's always that saying, all that glitters isn't necessarily gold, okay? And there's masks here, you know? So it's, to me, this says, you know, like what masks are you wearing in your life? What do you feel that, you know, there's certain like faces or game faces that we have to have on, or we feel that we need to have on specifically in our lives during, you know, in certain situations or around certain people, or, you know, you got to have your, you know, your work face on, and then you have your, you know, your friend face on, and then you have your, you know, at home face, you know? So it's almost like there's different personalities that we can sometimes have or hold, or that we feel like we need to be a certain type of person in a certain type of situation. Okay. So all that glitters. Now, I feel like combining these two cards together is asking certain questions of maybe why you feel that you need to be a certain way, or portray yourself to be a certain person, or have that face on. Okay. I also feel like this is about removing the masks to a deeper a deeper self, a deeper knowing. I also feel like this is, investigating. I feel like it's going deeper into the layers of ourselves, deeper into the layers of our healing, deeper of the layers of the questions that arise this week. Okay. Within ourselves, but also certain situations. So we're gonna have to kind of watch how this plays out. So just kind of keep in mind the questions that come up for you. Okay, especially concerning things that seem like a puzzle or that you're trying to solve, or things that are coming up within yourself of certain aspects and things that you're trying to figure out. Now, this is interesting because I'm also looking at these masks and I'm noticing that they're both not the same. So I would associate, this one with the female mask and this one with the male mask. Now, that's not necessarily true, okay? But the way that I'm looking at this is almost like a balance of masculine and feminine energy, okay? So, which is interesting here. It's relationships too. It's going in and asking questions about the certain aspects of ourselves and our feminine energy and our masculine energy, or the certain dynamics involving relationships with the opposite sex or with the same sex, and trying to, certain dynamics in our world. Okay. So I think I'm going to leave that there, but I'm going to keep moving forward here. So the next card we have here is number 52, and number 52 is in reverse. So this is also number 7. So this is interesting. We have 4 and we have 2 7s. And this is mending. I'm going to show this to you upright, although it is in reverse. Okay, so mending. So this says to me, where are we resisting some things that we need to fix, or things that we need to sort of sort through? We need to process certain things. We need to integrate. I also feel like, I don't want to say, the word avoidance is coming to my mind. I don't want to say necessarily that we are avoiding certain things. Why are you avoiding certain things? Why is it that there's a certain dynamic in your world, or a certain pattern with relationships, or certain things that need fixing? Or fixing, I feel like isn't even the proper term. Okay. I almost feel like this is, when it comes to mending, to me, that just, it's like, they're sewing flags here together. Okay, so it's almost like there's, your pants have ripped and there's a hole, and there's, you need to sew this seam back up. So there's something that is, you're binding back together. Okay, whether this is binding a part of yourself back together and trying to glue something, or you're trying to repair it. Okay, synonyms for mending. But it's really, the way that I'm feeling here is that I don't want to say that there's resistance. There's a possibility to resistance in mending a certain relationship or mending something within yourself, because it is in reverse. So it's almost like, what are the feelings and the thoughts and the emotions that are coming up concerning these relationship dynamics, or these, dynamics in your world with yourself? Because it's almost like we're asking, why is there a particular something happening, okay, in your world this week? Okay, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest, as I always say. It's almost like there's a lot of questions that are going to be raised. There's a lot of answers that maybe we're searching for this week, okay? And there might be certain things that might be brought to our awareness that we thought were one way, but that are now a different way, okay? So we thought that maybe we wanted something else, potentially, but now when we have that something else, we understand that it isn't exactly what we thought it was. Potentially. This is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest, as I always say. So it's almost like, why did this happen? Why is this be presenting itself? Why do I feel this way? Why did this go down that way? Why did, I choose this? Why did other people choose this? Why did I say that? It's like deeper questions, within our dynamics, our relationships, our world, our internal world. And it's like I said, I really feel as if, like, this all that glitters, every time I get this, it's almost like there's something that we think is just magical, or that we're drawn to, or that we think is larger than life, or that we think would make us more happier, or there's like a facade, there's some sort of something that is maybe like drawing us in from the surface. And then when you pull back those layers of whatever that is for your world, it's almost like we're getting deeper and going down into it even more to understand the deeper layers of ourselves, or the dynamics, or the truth of the matter, on a deeper level. Because, it's, everyone, it's okay. This is interesting that this is coming up. It's like, when you first meet somebody and you have this, you have the first impression, so you have this first impression, and when you get to know that person, you get to understand that there's so much more, there's so many more layers and levels to that human, that, that you saw them in one light, and then you start to get to know them, and you're seeing, the good and the bad, or the positives and the negatives, because we all have, good things and bad qualities, or bad qualities about ourselves. And so it's like, oh, I really thought that maybe this would be my soulmate, or a love relationship. And now it's sort of like digging down deeper. And, as time sort of goes on, you're getting into something bigger and deeper. And it's sort of like digging deeper for the lessons. There's questions that need to be answered that I feel that there's a possibility of them being answered if you allow yourself to sort of peel back the layers and the levels, and to understand that, you have to go past the surface in order to sort of answer these questions in which you're asking yourself, or these questions that are coming up this week, or just searching for answers. You have to sort of get sort of real and look between the lines and under the surface of certain situations in order to get those answers to those questions that you're looking for. Okay. Now, with the mending, moving on, I feel like the mending is the focal point. Okay. This is like the focus, is what we need to focus on, is what is it that's coming up in our world? These questions that need to be answered, or that we're wanting answers to. And how does that information that we are diving into, the information, or the outer layer of what we thought that we saw, what we thought that we wanted, what we thought that we knew, okay? Now, when we're going deeper and deeper and deeper into that, what is that information, and how can that information be translated into inner healing for yourself, okay? Inner healing for yourself, or allowing yourself to now go out into the world and have maybe those conversations that you need to have, or, get your feelings and emotions possibly out in a healthy way, in order to maybe possibly mend certain relationships. It's almost like I'm getting the impression of we have our impressions of certain situations and how maybe certain things happened, or certain memories of certain things, or certain emotions come up involving a certain situation or challenge, or, person in relationship. And then so it's sort of like saying, oh, you know what, now that I've been pondering about that and really going deeper about that, and really seeing, a different aspect or a different side of it, or really allowing myself to hear what that person was saying, now that I'm having time to reflect upon it, now it's almost as if like, oh, you know what, I understand on a deeper level. So now there's almost like there's some like I said, there's a potential for resistance here, but I really feel that the focal point is the mending. There is, because it's in reverse. So it's almost like there's questions that we're asking ourselves, or there's situations that we haven't really figured out fully on a deeper level, that we need to go deeper. It looks like it's one thing on the outside, but there's so much more on the inside. It's like a chocolate candy with caramel in the center. I don't know why this is coming up. It's so bizarre. It's like one of those Easter eggs, those Easter eggs where it's the chocolate, and on the inside you get the creamy filled, or like it's like a different chocolate, or it's like a caramel. And so that's sort of like, it's like the answer is in the center. It looks, oh my gosh, it's so enticing, and you're like, chocolate, And then it's like, no, you get down to that deeper level and you're like, yep, that's what I wanted. I don't give a shit about the chocolate. I want to get to the caramel. Okay. So that's kind of bizarre analogy. I have no idea where that even came from. So I don't ask questions, you know, that's the information that's coming through. So I really feel like it's getting to the center and sort of allowing yourself to get the information in order to heal something on a deeper layer and level, or to be able to answer the particular questions that are coming up for you during this week of why. Okay. Now, the last information from this particular deck we have is time for a nap. Number 6. So number 6 is all about harmony, harmony and balance. So, you know, we've got stability here, stability in, these are almost kind of like the same sort of tones here, which is sort of interesting because they're on the opposite sides of the reading here. But so we've got number 4 with stability. We have the center cards. Both of the center cards are reflection. And then we've got 6, which is stability. So, you know, I really feel like at the end of the day, you know, it's almost like it's saying, you know, give yourself a break. You know, if you're going around and around and around and around about particular questions with these answers that you're trying to get, that you're trying to dig deeper into that caramely center, okay, but you're peeling back layers of chocolate, it's sort of like saying, you know, like give yourself some time to relax, or it's going to take some time in order to get down to these answers, to these questions through these layers, or to help mend something on a deeper layer with yourself or with certain relationships that are happening, you know, playing out in your world, okay? So this is really about giving yourself that time. So I want to pull some celebration cards here. Give me just some overall information for this week. Is there any information for this week? Give me an overall card. Is there another main focus? Another main focus for this week of the 4th through the 10th of July? Of course, balance. Can't even make this up. We got balance here. So it's all about balance, you know? It's all about balance. So it's going inward and really, you know, asking yourself these questions, or when these questions arise, like I said, it's going down the I don't want to say going down the rabbit hole, but it's getting deeper into these layers and allowing yourself to do that internal work, or the internal work, and looking at your outside world and seeing what needs to be mended on the outside world, and taking that and bringing that inward, and allowing yourself to use your outward world of reflection to internalize or go into your internal world to see what needs to be mended and what needs to be in balance for you specifically. So I'm going to leave it there. As always, thank you for allowing me to read for you guys. If you'd like a private reading from me, I would love to do that for you. You can get a hold of me at sign.com. I will leave the link at the bottom of the description box, or you can check me out over at livingbyspirit.com. I also do Vortex Jewelry. I live in Sedona, Arizona. So I do specific energy, you know, with the crystals in specific places. I do customized jewelry, although right now I only have access, I believe, to 2 possible vortexes. I just found that out today, so I'm super excited. But all the hiking has been shut down right now due to fires. So I do have necklaces that are for specific chakras. Those have been made in specific energy vortex places like Cathedral Rock, Bell and Courthouse, and also at the Buddhist stupa. So if there's any, if you have questions about that, you can private message me. You can email me at angiesworld555@gmail.com. Otherwise, you can check out everything else that I have over there to offer for you, and I will see you on the next video. So much love and light always. Namaste. Bye for now.